Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Normal is broke and common sense is weird, so we're here to help you transform your life. From the Ramsey Network and the Fairwinds Credit Union Studio, this is The Ramsey Show. George Kamel, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, co-host of Smart Money Happy Hour, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Matthew's in Lexington, Kentucky. Hey, Matthew, what's up?
How you doing, sir? I was told to just get straight to the point. So I lost my job this morning as a construction worker. I'm roughly 12 to 14 grand in debt if you count my credit card. I'm on the hunt for a new job at the moment. I'm just a little lost. I was hoping to get a new house by the end of the year, and now everything's just kind of been ripped away. So I was calling to kind of see about any advice I can get from you guys. I've been watching for a while.
Wow. That's a day that sucks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What happened? How'd you get fired?
So I was working in construction.
Yeah, you said that.
Oh, okay, sorry. He said it was poor attendance, and I've had the job for about 8 months, and I've only called in twice. I've never been late. So I called his boss, another foreman that's over him, and he said that it was something else, but he doesn't know what it was. So I'm not sure what specifically to do in the situation. Now I'm kind of broke.
What were you? What type of work were you doing on the construction site?
I was a laborer, so just all the grunt work that they could possibly have.
What were you making?
So I was promised 27 an hour. I was only making 22 an hour.
How long did you work in this place?
Roughly 7.5, 8 months.
Okay. And they never kept their promise and then fired you, and you really don't know why.
Yeah.
Sounds like wonderful people to be rid of. Wow. But you still got to go get a job like instantaneously, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm guessing you have, do you have any money in your checking account?
Yeah, I've got enough to cover, whatever I have for bills coming up, in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, good. All right. And you probably got another check coming from them, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That'll help some. All right. So, well, I mean, you're right. So it's asking a lot to emotionally bounce back in the afternoon from being fired in the morning, but you said, you don't have a lot of choices, so you've got to go get some work immediately. And so, yeah, I'm going to go just start visiting construction sites in the area.
Well, I also have experience in driving as well, and the construction industry is just kind of dropping down here a lot compared to what it was.
Yeah, it may have been the actual reason you got fired. May have been a layoff, actually, but you got a CDL?
So I'm partially towards my CDL. I was in classes at my other job.
What can you do today that involves driving?
I can drive a non-CDL vehicle just like everybody else can, but I am one written test away from Class B CDL.
Mm-hmm. And that'll give you a nice raise if you choose to do that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, especially if you could get somebody to hire you this week based on that one written test coming through in the next couple of weeks, and you could get started with them just moving stuff around the lot or whatever else you had to do. Yeah, I think it's not a bad option. And you probably would make more than they were going to pay you, even if they had paid you what they promised they were going to pay you and all that. So, yeah, I think the trick here is there's two ways to think about this. The first way is you got to get off of desperation onto a job and don't even care what it is, as long as it's legal and moral, as long as you're not hurting someone or yourself, right? And so, go get something. I don't care. Driving, another construction site, Target, FedEx. We're going to be in Christmas season before you know it. Driving for Amazon. I don't care what you land, but land something immediately because if you know you have enough coming in to eat and to keep the lights on and the rent paid, you will interview differently for the next job.
Yes, sir.
So the first job is just take anything in desperation that is legal and moral and get to where you know you got food to eat. Are you married?
I am, yes.
Does she work outside the home?
Yeah, she works in the medical field.
What does she make?
She makes about $15 to $16 an hour.
Not much either. Okay.
No.
All right, but you do have enough to eat that way, right? And so not enough for you to sit on the couch permanently, but you don't have to panic between now and next Friday, right?
No.
Okay, so let's get out there and scoot around. Now, then once you've landed that next thing where you're eating, the second stage is you start figuring out, okay, what do I want to be in 10 years? And what is the steps to get to be one of those? And it needs to be something that makes more money.
Yes, sir.
And it's not just for the money, but what do you want to be? You know, like mom and dad used to ask when you were growing up, what do you want to be when you grow up, right? And, what do you got some passion about? What do you got some talent in? And those kinds of things. I'm going to send you a copy of Ken Coleman's book, Finding the Work You're Wired to Do. It has a great assessment in it. I want you to take that assessment and start planning out your long-term landing place. But your short-term landing place is anybody that will pay you and you can show up having showered and shaved and brushed your teeth and on time. Oh, why don't we make it 15 minutes early for the heck of it? And leave 15 minutes late while you're there and make sure that you're the hardest working dude that they've ever seen during the time that you're there. And don't you pull out your phone one time during the time you're working. Actually be doing work and stuff. And so, yeah, that changes everything.
And there's so many, the economy side gigs right now that you can just literally download an app and get started within an hour.
Like what?
I mean, I did Instacart last December as a test. And literally, I downloaded the app, made my account, and I was on the road. And I went, got groceries for people. Another one is Uber Eats and DoorDash. All of those take very little startup. If you showed up at
somebody's door with Instagram, they had to be freaking out.
I mean, I made sure to not I left it at the doorstep. But
so they
someone
didn't know
on their camera.
You? Oh, they should have known it was you.
The best part was
they would have thought I didn't pay you.
Well, I went to I didn't realize, this is an awful a street I recognize. It was my neighbor's house. I'm like, they're probably looking at the camera going, is that George, my neighbor, delivering groceries? What's going on?
That's so funny.
But I thought
you just wanted to see how it worked.
I wanted to practice what I preach. I tell people, go get these side jobs. And for a week, I did it in December. And I calculated it. It was about $25 to $30 an hour.
How did I not know this?
Well, I kept it from you, Dave.
Completely ragged on you for a whole year.
Now you know why.
And
I just shared it.
And now Instacart George.
Tragedy plus time equals comedy. So I needed to wait long enough to where it was funny. It didn't look desperate. But man, I'll tell you, it's a grind out there, Dave, getting people's groceries. I was in the bulk bins at 9 p.m. just getting in 1 pound of rice, measuring it out, going, I remember the sacrifice. I don't want to relive this again. Literally rice and beans out there.
And you're doing it for the show.
I thought maybe I can make content out of it, but it was too stressful to even get my phone out and film. I was hustling.
You look stressed.
I did.
A year later.
I'm still stressed. I'm sweating reliving this. Yeah. So shout out to everyone sacrificing on their second and third and fourth side hustles.
Finally, mortgage rates have dropped, and you know what that means? People who've been sitting on the sidelines are about to jump back in to the housing market. So if you've been waiting to buy, this could be your window, but you've got to be prepared and do it the Ramsey way. You need to contact Churchill Mortgage. Their Home Buyer Edge program gives you peace of mind in a wild market. You can cap your rate for 90 days, so if rates go up, you're protected. If rates go down, Churchill will drop yours automatically. And get this, Churchill will even back your offer with a $10,000 seller guarantee. So if your loan falls through due to financing, the seller still gets paid. That's how confident Churchill is. Plus, when you shop as a Churchill certified home buyer, it's stronger than online pre-approval. It makes you look like a cash buyer, which makes your offer rise to the top. So don't let this moment pass you by. Get ready now. Go to churchillmortgage.com to get started today. That's churchillmortgage.com.
This is a paid advertisement. Homebuyer Edge and Seller Guarantee are available for qualifying borrowers and select loan types only, and not available in all states or locations. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal Housing Lender.
Leah is in Bangor, Maine. Hi, Leah. How are you?
Hi, Dave. I'm great. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I'm calling seeking advice on how to best approach homeownership. My husband and I took your financial peace course back when we were engaged. We currently use the Every Dollar app for our budgeting, which has been incredibly helpful. So thank you for that. And now we are looking at home ownership and trying to figure out how to make that happen. Currently, we do rent for $1,000 a month, and it's really an ideal situation. But we have one baby, and we are hoping to expand our family. And so home ownership is ultimately our goal.
Good.
My husband is the only one working. I'm home full time.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of where the challenge has come in. He brings home roughly $3,000 a month, and there is potential for that to grow over time. He's kind of new still to the company, so he's starting out and learning the job. But with all that being said, he is working on picking up some extra hours on his days off. He works 4 10-hour days. And so on his 2 days off, he's looking at picking up some extra work because currently our monthly expenses do exceed our monthly income by a couple of $100s. And so that's the challenge. We do have good savings. We have about $58,000 saved. We have about $16,000 for an emergency fund. We have no debt, and he does contribute to his 401k. But we just aren't really sure how to move towards
How
homeownership.
have you done all that on $3,000 a month?
It started way, way before then. I've just always been a diligent saver. So from the time I started working, most of my money just went right into savings.
Oh,
and then when
okay.
we got married,
When you had a
whatever
baby, you
we had,
came
we just
home. I
combined.
see. Okay. All right. So what happens long term to get his income up to double what it is now?
So he does have to take some certifications. He's a technician, so he needs to take classes to get certified as a master tech. That's one way that he'll increase his pay. And then I think also just experience as he becomes more efficient. He'll be able to work faster because he gets paid by the job and not by the hour or salary.
What's he working on?
So there's vehicles.
Oh, okay.
He's a Honda tech.
Okay, good. Yeah, I want to. A Honda tech ought to be making more than $36,000 a year. So he must have just gotten started, and so he's got.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to have to go to all the classes as fast as he can take them, and move up as fast as he can move up to get y'all's income up. Because what you're describing is not a situation where you buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
The math doesn't work for you, does it?
No, and that's what we thought. We were getting advice from other people saying, just buy a house, you'll figure it out. The market's not
who's going to pay for it? The house fairy?
But I wish.
Yeah, I mean, there's not one unless y'all got them in Maine. We don't have them in Tennessee. You know.
I haven't found
I
them
mean,
yet.
you have a deficit right now, and your rent is only $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
And so this is
But
only
just
going to
buy
get
a
worse.
house, it'll all work out. What are you, a congressman? Who says that? Yeah. No,
How are
that's-
you covering the difference
Yeah.
now? Are you guys dipping into your savings?
Yeah. No, he's working extra. He's taking side hustles.
He's picking up some extra shifts.
Just to cover
with
that
a family
difference.
friend who's a contractor. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, here's what I want. I want a career path that leads us to more income, which allows us to buy a home.
Okay.
And that's what
That's
answers your
fair.
question.
That makes sense.
That's what answers your question. And so if it's a Honda tech and he's making $6,000 or $7,000 a month because he's gotten every Honda certification and whatever other brands are at that dealership, go ahead and get all those certs as well. And let's just get certified in everything out there, and we can work on everything, and we can make a bunch of money. Because, you know, a really good guy turning a wrench with the proper certs ought to be making a lot more than he's making.
Yes.
So the
Yes, okay.
hard truth
That's
is that
perfect.
home ownership is not going to happen in the next 6 or 12 months.
No.
It's going to need to get your income up and maybe a bigger down payment and maybe not the house you
got-
really wanted.
You got $58,000 for the down payment, right?
Yeah. That's everything we have saved.
Yeah, and you're debt free. Well, thank God you're living on a detailed plan, because it's allowing you to make it on almost nothing, while you're able to stay at home with the child, which is great. But basically what we've said is we put house on hold while his career develops, and then the math will allow us to buy a house. And by the way, that's kind of normal, unless you grew up in a generation where when you pushed a button in your hand, everything happens automatically. Oh, wait. Yeah, you did. It doesn't work that way. It's going to take some time. It's a process, and it's got to cook a while.
Yeah. Well, right now you can just doom scroll on Zillow and look at all the things you can't afford. But back in your day, Dave, not to age you, but the internet didn't exist to go look at every house that's available that you can't have.
No, we had to go to open houses.
Oh.
And then we would get house fever that way. We had to do it the old-fashioned way. But
physically show up.
House fever is highly contagious, and it has been among us for several decades. So
it just got easier with the digital age.
Yeah, you can. A lot of addictions have advanced themselves. But anyway, just take your time, hon. You're going to be okay. You're going to get there. But the two things do work together, and it sounds like you really have a wonderful handle on where you are. Congratulations. Hunter is in New York. Hi, Hunter. How are you?
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Good, man. How can we help?
Taking my call.
Sure.
So I'm not too financially savvy. I graduated college in May, so I just got my first job. Hopefully, a long-term career job. I really like it.
What are you doing? How much do you make?
I'm making $60,000 a year before taxes.
Way to go! What kind of job is this?
It's a sales role. I'm in medical device sales.
Oh, so you're just starting. Okay, cool. What's your degree in?
Just starting. Business management.
Good for you. Medical device sales, I know a lot of folk making two bills with it. Not their first year.
That's why I really looked into it. I had to work pretty hard to get the job because they don't really hire out of college too much.
Yeah, so you're going to have to get with it. And really, the 60 is just your first year. You probably, truthfully, should double that in almost a year.
Really?
Yeah, if you get with it. Assuming, I don't know what their product line is or who it is you're talking to or working for, but that's the thing. So what's your question, sir? You said you're not financially savvy. How can we help you?
Yeah, so I was just curious what I could be doing to set some money aside, invest it properly to set myself up for the future. I mean, I have a Roth 401k with my company.
Are you debt free?
Yes, no debt.
No student loan debt?
No, I had athletic scholarship.
Good. No car debt?
No car debt.
Good.
No credit card debt, anything.
Good for you.
I think you're more financially savvy than you think, my friend. Way to go.
Yeah.
Just setting yourself up like that is a big win.
Would you just please stay that way? If you stay that way, you'll always have some money instead of giving it all to the bank.
Because your coworkers are probably going to be driving nicer cars than you and buying houses before you are, and that's going to be tempting. So don't let that stop you from living on less than you make. Do you have an emergency fund?
Yeah. I have a savings account with like $7,000 in it. Good.
Way to go. So let's keep building that up a little bit to 3 to 6 months of expenses. Are you renting on your own right now, or do you got roommates? What's the situation?
I'm still living with my parents at home.
Okay. Maybe the next step might be getting your own place.
Yeah, definitely.
And then on top of that, once you get that emergency fund.
That's kind of another question I have.
When to move out?
I mean, right now, when to move out. Like right now, I'm living rent-free, saving money on food, on all that stuff.
How long have you been out of school, May?
I have my own place. I got out in May, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't want you there next May.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so that's your max. So you decide when and how, but start planning your exit, and time to sprout the wings and fly, be the eagle that leaves the nest. And, of course, by then we'll see what your income trajectory is, and that's going to help you as well. Yeah, your Roth IRA is fine, and if you want to start saving even more than that, over just in your savings account, build up that emergency fund really thick. That was not a bad idea either. The Roth 401k at work's not a bad idea. I'll send you a graduation gift, the copy of the book, The Total Money Makeover, and it will walk you through in detail exactly what to do next and next and next and next, all the way through. It will take you up through what we call the baby steps here, and we're going to keep you out of debt, into investing, and that's going to be your shortest route moving into wealth. And you got a great career field, a lot of upside there. You're just getting started. You're asking the right questions. Keep asking lots of questions. Keep working like a crazy man. Hang on, we'll send you a copy of that book. What does the future hold for business? Ask 9 experts and you'll get 10 different answers. Economic growth or a recession? Business taxes will go up or down. AI will help us work or it will replace us all. But there's no such thing as a crystal ball. That's why more than 42,000 businesses have future-proofed themselves with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 AI cloud enterprise resource planning system. Ramsey Solutions uses NetSuite, and you should too. Whether your company's earning millions or even hundreds of millions, NetSuite helps you respond to immediate challenges and seize your biggest opportunities. With one unified business management suite, there's one source of truth for the visibility and control you need to make quick decisions. NetSuite's real-time insights and forecasting help you see into the future with actionable data. And when you're closing the books in days, not weeks, you spend less time looking backward and more time focusing on what's next. And speaking of what's next, download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/Ramsey. It's free at netsuite.com/Ramsey. The all-new Every Dollar is here. And now it's way more than just a world-class budgeting app. It's a ton of advanced features to help you make faster progress with your money. If you take the Ramsey system, the Ramsey way that we've taught, the baby steps, etc., and weave them into an app that shows you exactly what to do, you're beginning to deal with what I'm talking about here. The average person finds thousands of dollars of margin in the first 15 minutes after they open the app and start laying it out. Every dollar is free. You can start it today. Go to the App Store or Google Play. Kylie is in Greenville, South Carolina. Hi, Kylie. How are you?
Hi. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
Okay. I'm seeking wisdom on how to help my dad. I don't know what to do, and so I figured I'd call you and maybe you could guide me in the right direction. My dad is 83, coming up on 83. He has Social Security. He has no retirement, but according to our calculations, he should have a lot more in the bank than he does. And with a recent diagnosis of onset dementia, we are finding that we can't find where his money has gone, and we don't know how to either find it or figure out if he's being scammed or how to make what he has left stretch.
Wow. So how much do you think is missing?
Okay. We think that there's somewhere between $150,000 to $175,000 missing.
Wow.
That's from Social Security payments that have disappeared?
No, he had investments.
Well, he sold his house for $400,000 in 2021. He bought himself a $14,000 truck. He moved across country and bought a $195,000 house. So roughly we thought he had around $200,000. He's getting $1,500 a month on Social Security. He told us he put his money that he had remaining left over into 2 different banks and opened up a couple checking and savings accounts in those banks. But recently we started getting involved because his electricity would get cut off. He couldn't remember how to pay his electricity bill. We heard that he was paying people money over the phone that he did not have an account with. Like people would just call and say, hey, you owe us $500 for a late fee, and he would just pay it. And then he can't answer simple questions like who's his cell phone carrier? Who does he owe bills to so we can help him straighten it out? He doesn't know.
He doesn't know who the 2 banks are?
He doesn't. He thinks he knows where they are, but his stories are not straight. Like he will tell us that he had an account with U.S. Bank, but then he'll tell us he closed it, but then he tells us it's open, and then he knows he has Wells Fargo. He goes to Wells Fargo every day, but then he can't keep straight. He's like, I don't have any money.
Yeah. Is there a power of attorney been assigned?
Not yet. No, sir.
That needs to happen yesterday. I'm not even sure it'll work now. Doesn't sound like he's competent now, but I don't know.
That means you're taking over financial powers to handle his accounts.
Somebody needs to.
Okay.
Desperately.
Okay.
I mean, he's not even sure what day it is and what cell phone carrier and that kind of stuff. He does not need to be handling his money. Okay, then how do we find a lost $175,000? I really don't know is the answer. Do you have any kind of a paper trail or an electronic trail of any kind?
We are digging through stacks of bank notices that we have found in his house.
Yeah.
Have you checked his
trying
email?
to find it there. I have not yet. That's a great idea.
Yeah,
I'd be going through everything, digital, physical, calling banks, looking for debit cards attached to those banks.
Okay.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible he's been scammed out of it. It's also possible it's sitting over there in U.S. Bank, but you don't have any access to it without a power of attorney.
Okay.
You can't walk over there and ask them if I have an account either. They won't let you. It's against federal privacy laws.
Okay.
So, I mean, but if you got a power of attorney, you can go on his behalf and do it, and y'all need to do that yesterday.
Okay.
Like 6 months ago yesterday. But go do it today. Do not let this, 48 hours, kid, right now. Go get it done. And then you can start to inquire with these people, because otherwise they're just going to shut you down. I mean, just like if you called up and asked where George Bank, they're not going to tell you.
Okay.
Okay. So, but if you go, here's the power of attorney, here's a copy of the power of attorney. He's 82. He's got onset, and I'm trying to find some money that's lost. Do you have an account there? Okay. What's the balance? What's the account number? And then you just start tracking everything down that you can. If you reach a complete dead end on all stacks of paper and all email and text and anything else you can get a hold of, if everything is run to ground and you still haven't found it, you could go to our endorsed local provider for taxes, our tax ELP. They probably can make you a recommendation of a forensic accountant. And a forensic accountant is someone who knows how to dig through those things and try to find a trail maybe that you didn't see and trace back through. If he's been scammed, I don't know where you'll be. But in the meantime, y'all are taking care of him anyway. So
I would think of every professional he's interacted with, CPAs, accountants, tax pros, real estate. I mean, if there was a real estate transaction, that money was wired somewhere.
Good
and
point.
Maybe you can go to the title company that handled the wiring and figure out where it went, and that might give you some clues at least.
Yeah. Which account did that go into? And then if you find that account, you can go from there. Where did it go from that account?
Check the statements to see what was transferred.
Every account, every touch point, do a full audit on it. And I want to see a full list of every transaction for the last 7 months or since he sold the house. And what we're trying to do is follow that 175 or that 150 around, that extra equity around, because we do know he bought 2 things, but he should have somewhere around 150 left, give or take. And, find out where it went. That's a good thing, George. Go to the closing and see where that money went, and then do an audit there, find out where it went from there, then find out where it went from there. And in every case, you'll see transactions, and you can run them down. You're going to have power of attorney to do all that, though. And you're just going to have to run it to ground. But the big thing is everybody is no longer in denial. We have a power of attorney, and he is shut down, and he's not allowed to do any more transactions at all. He does no access to any accounts. Because people are calling him up, and he's giving people $500, and then y'all are having to put $500 over there to feed him. So they're stealing money from you is who they're stealing money from. So you've got to shut this funnel down. For his sake. And he doesn't want you to. You don't want to admit that your dad is finally at that stage, but here we are. The longer you stay in denial, the more checks are going to be written to bad people. And so you guys have really got to shut this down hardcore fast. Just because he's getting screwed over if he hadn't already lost $150,000.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting more and more calls of people getting scammed out of hundreds of thousands of dollars because they're just, they prey on the elderly.
Exactly.
They prey on people who mentally can't handle this and don't know if it's a scam.
Colin in Jacksonville, Florida. Hey, Colin, what's up?
Hey, Dave and George. Thanks first and foremost for everything you guys do. Really helpful content.
Thank you.
But to be direct, and yeah, of course. My question is this. My wife and I am almost certain we're on baby step 7. We're totally debt-free, including the mortgage. And to your guys' point, the peace of mind is amazing with that. But with that being said, we're in a 2-bed, 1-bath currently. It's myself, my wife, and a 1.5-year-old daughter. I also work from home as well. So things are starting to feel a little cramped. And although need is a pretty strong word, I do think that we're inching toward a need for additional space. And so I'm kind of battling or going through the pros and cons of having another mortgage and upgrading the space versus kind of remaining cramped and having that piece every month of not having a mortgage.
What do you guys
to
make?
pay.
What do you make?
We make about $225 as a household.
So how much can you bank a year?
Right now, we're investing in 15% and saving about $6,000 a month.
Okay, all right. And so, what's your current home worth?
It's worth $250. I think.
What's the target? What's the target home? How much is the target home?
Probably $500.
Huh?
$500.
So you need $250.
$500K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's 2 ways to do it. One is take out a small mortgage, and 2 is we'll move in 2.5 years, and we're going to save $100,000 a year because we don't borrow money anymore. That would be Sharon's and my only option because we don't borrow money for anything ever, even though that's uncomfortable, inconvenient, and all that. But if you want to go just a little bit in and kind of meet in the middle and knock off a mortgage in 2 or 3 years, you can do that. But it's emotionally very hard to go back in debt once you finally got out.
For way too long, I struggled with sleep and woke up groggy after tossing and turning all night. But now, I look forward to bedtime and I wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed thanks to Casper, a company that's been perfecting better sleep for over a decade using durable, high-quality materials that actually last. My whole family now sleeps on Casper mattresses. Yes, even the dogs have their own Casper dog bed, to no one's surprise. And it's not just one man's opinion. Casper customers keep their mattresses for years, and 4 out of 5 customers recommend them to friends. And with free delivery and a 100-night trial, Casper is no gimmicks. A mattress you can trust, backed by quality that lasts. So go to casper.com/Ramsey and use promo code Ramsey to receive 25% off all mattresses and 10% off everything else with code Ramsey. That's casper.com/Ramsey. Exclusions apply.
Our question of the day is sponsored by Why Refi? If other lenders won't help with defaulted private student loans, Why Refi might be right for you. They offer fixed-rate solutions that fit real life. Find out more at whyrefi.com/Ramsey. That's the letter Y, REFY.com/Ramsey, not in all states.
Today's question comes from Mark in England. We are retired, mortgage-free, and financially stable with no debt except our credit cards. We buy what we need on a credit card that gives us points, which we use to pay for clothes, food, etc. We then take that credit card debt and put it onto a long-term interest-free credit card for a period of 12 to 34 months, only paying the minimum balance each month. At the same time as the start of the 0% deal, we put an equal amount into a savings account that pays us 7% interest. At the end of the 0% term, we pay it off from the savings and then keep the interest earned to pay for travel or a large cash purchase. We've been doing this for 10 years with no interest incurred. Cash back to us has been $6,000 plus $8,000 earned in interest from the savings. Why shouldn't we keep doing this? Because it's exhausting, number one.
This is how you lost the Revolutionary War right here.
Zinger.
Oh, my God.
Take that, Redcoats.
Unbelievable.
The mental calories needed has got to be worth something. Your time is worth something.
And here's what's ridiculous. We do not know the dollar amounts. But
what it took to get
here. If
you
took, I mean, what could we talk about? $50,000. And you run it through all of those ringers. When you get done, you got enough money to buy a biscuit. I mean, there's no money involved here. It's like a math riddle for a 6th grader. And you fell for every bit of it. I think you need a hobby. Really. This is like exhausting. So the problem with all this is you have set up a house of mirrors, a house of traps, and you have figured out how to. I'm trying to remember what's the thing where the people the ninja thing where they go through all the
like American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, you're an American Ninja or the English Ninja Warrior for credit cards. So you've got this full obstacle course laid out, and you know how to do it. But if you miss one handhold, you're in the water. If you jump just wrong, you're going to turn your ankle and be on your head. And so that's exactly what this is like. It's like an obstacle course. It's like you did a treasure hunt with an obstacle course in your backyard and you're 12 years old. And it's not worth the money. If you actually add up the actual dollars that you're benefiting from all these gyrations, it's so small, it's almost makes you want to giggle. Like, really, if you just gone and done like work or something while you spend all this money, all this calories on this chasing your tail all over the place and trying to somehow beat the credit card company, you'd actually have some money. So no. And also, Mark, let me tell you this. We have not done a study in the UK, but we have done the largest study of millionaires ever done in North America. We studied 10,167 of them. 89% of them, 9 out of 10, are first-generation rich, meaning they started with nothing and they became millionaires. The number of those self-made millionaires, starting from nothing, that became a millionaire working a system that remotely looks like yours is precisely zero. Out of 10,167, not one said they played the airline mile game, the high-yield savings versus repay old credit card in 30 days out and back and forth gyration game, and that's how I made my $1 million, Dave. Not one. Not uno. Not one. None. Zero proof text that your system causes wealth building. Zero. There's zero humans we have found that your system made rich. Zero. None. Was I unclear?
I think that's as clear as mud right there, Dave. Well, the key is the fallacy is that he wouldn't be financially stable without this. You've become financially stable in spite of the credit card game. You decided that we're not going to have a mortgage anymore. Well, why would you do that when you can make a spread on that? You can, reverse engineer this logic and just stay in debt the rest of your life if you think you can outsmart it. But clearly you value a debt-free life, and I think this credit card game is costing you more than you think. And here's a good test. For 1 year, use your own money and see if you don't save more than you have doing this credit card churning arbitrage gyration.
Here it is. The number's actually on here. I got tired before the end of the email, but it's on here. Cash back to us has been $6,000 plus interest earned from plus $8,000 from the interest earned, so $14,000
over 10 years.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's over a 10-year period.
You made $1,400 a year doing this. It's worse than I thought. $1,400. Dude, how hard is it to make $1,400 in England? You really have taken a lot of risk and played with a lot of bear traps, hoping not to get your arm ripped off by a bear trap in order to make $1,400 a year. And here's the other thing, George. A guy that writes us an email that says this, the chances of him not doing it anymore are zero. He's going to keep doing it.
Yeah. He just wanted to, I guess, brag about how amazing
or
sharp he is.
Want to be the subject of the latest Ramsey meme. I don't know. But that's a bad choice, dude. But part of the entertainment value of the show is you watch other people do something so stupid that you're entertained by it. And that's sometimes why people watch this show or listen to the show. Sometimes they do it to learn from what we're teaching here, and then other times it's just human beings are entertaining. And
entertainment value.
I think you just fell in the second bucket. All right, Daniel's in New York. Hey, Daniel, how are you?
Hey, Dave, how are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So me and my wife are currently on baby step 2, and we're strongly considering selling our car. Now, the thing is, we have one unreliable car, and this car is kind of our put the kid in the car, make sure it's safe. We're just wondering if we should sell it and maybe even potentially have my stay-at-home wife go work part-time.
Okay. What do you make, sir?
I make about $144,000.
Okay. And how much do you owe on the good car?
$29,000.
Okay. All right. And the car that's not reliable is worth what?
I'd say maybe $1,000.
Oh, okay. So probably somewhere between there is a reliable car, isn't there?
Yeah.
What could you sell the good one for? You owe 29 on it?
I owe 29 on it. We could probably sell it for around 30, 31, 32.
Okay. Right. And you have any money saved at all?
So we have the emergency fund saved.
The $1,000 starter emergency fund?
That's correct.
Okay, good. And what else?
Well, that's about it. And then the rest we're just paying off debt right now.
Good for you. Okay. So you have a $29,000 car debt. What other debt do you have?
Just student loans. We have zero credit card debt. Student loans equate to about 70-ish, 75.
Okay. All right. And so you got $100,000 in debt. And you make $100,000.
Yeah.
And you live in New York City.
Yeah, just very close. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Expensive area though.
Yeah, so we're actually lucky because our parents own a house and we're actually renting with them. So we're not paying as much as the normal person would pay here.
Okay, that's good news. Okay. Well, here's the thing: if you guys can get out of debt and keep the car within 2 years, I'd be okay with you keeping it. I don't think you can. I think that'd be too tough. That'd be $50,000 a year on debt, and somebody's going to be making some more money, you or her one. What could she make working part-time?
So she has an English degree, and before she became a stay-at-home mom, she was an English teacher.
Yeah, why does she do tutoring for $45 an hour?
We were thinking about that as well.
Yeah, that's not even a part-time job. You're just doing that from home. I mean, she can tutor $45 an hour and work 10 hours a week, and all of a sudden now we got some serious money coming in. That's, I'm going to do something like that for sure. And then you pick up what you can pick up, and then if you can keep the car, fine, but I'm probably going to get rid of it and get me about a $10,000 paid-for car. Welcome back to the Ramsey Show in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio. George Kamel, #1 best-selling author and Ramsey personality, is my co-host today. Rex is in Los Angeles. Hi, Rex. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good.
All right.
How can we help?
So we're not on the steps yet. My wife and I just started reading you and listening to your stuff. We've got a bunch of debt, a lot of credit card debt, some student loans we took over for my daughter, other stuff, a car loan, mortgage. We've also got a lot of money in investments, and if we're going to do this, should we just take that money in the investments and pay that stuff off, or should we do the work to pay that down out of my salary? Is that taking the easy way out to just pay it off? That's the gist of the question.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a fair question. How much debt do you have, not counting your home?
Including the car loans, everything, $167,000.
Mm-hmm. And how much in the brokerage account?
$844.
None of that is retirement.
No, we have an additional 401k that's about $85,000.
Okay.
What was this account for?
The brokerage account, half of it was when my dad died, we got an inheritance, and the other half is just investments, sort of just making money for retirement.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Except it's not in a retirement account.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you make a year?
About 175.
Good for you. And what do you owe on your home?
776.
Okay. All right. Well, Rex, the thing that we teach, and you guys have to decide as a couple if you're going to buy into that in order for the answer to your question to make sense, okay? The thing that we teach and believe, and we've proven to be true over 30 years of doing this, is that when someone can get out of debt and stay out of debt and live on a detailed plan that both spouses are in agreement to where the money's going, and you've done a great job saving money. I mean, you're millionaires. You've done a great job saving money.
We got lucky on some of it, but yeah.
Nah, maybe, but I mean, some of it was an inheritance, but overall, I mean, you've not done horrible or anything like that. I mean, you've done a good job. So now you got to ask yourself the question of what is the shortest distance between where I am with money and where I want to be. And we have found that the people that build the most wealth are those that get out of debt, stay out of debt, and live with a plan. Okay? Because when you don't have any payments, all your money's not going to stupid card loans and so forth. You can do stuff with it. Now, if you can do that and commit to that, and you're both in agreement to that, and you get out the EveryDollar app or something like that, and you say, okay, this is our plan, and we're not going to buy anything else ever on debt because we believe the shortest distance between where we are and wealth is no debt. And so once we pay this debt off, we will never be in debt again, ever, for any reason. Not a big enough emergency, not a big enough need, not a big enough I got car fever, nothing. Unless I pay cash for it, I'm not doing it. If you're willing and able, both of you, to commit to that, then yeah, writing a check and paying it all off is not cheating. The problem is if you don't have that level of commitment, like this pinky swear spit shake contract, right, that we're never doing it again, you'll do it again. And next time you won't have any savings because you will have paid off all your other mistakes with the savings. And I don't want you want you to not change your habits. So if your habits are permanently changing, you can make a lot of money doing this. But if they're not permanently changing, it would be a vast mistake because the recidivism rate is crazy on this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we've already done this with the credit cards. The problem is we didn't get rid of the credit cards, so we just racked them back up again.
Ta-da. I rest my case, counselor. Yes.
Yeah, so that sort of leans toward try to pay it off.
For your sake, it doesn't matter to George and me, but for your sake, you two adults have to become convinced that we're never going back.
Yeah.
And there's going to be pain either way. To watch that money leave that brokerage account is going to be painful. To sacrifice for 2-3 years is going to be painful to pay it off.
Yeah, and the fact that you did this thing with the credit cards tells you, maybe we get on a strict budget and we aggressively attack the debt and pretend like the brokerage account is not there for 5 months or 6 months, and let's prove it to ourselves that we're through.
Yeah, okay.
How old are you?
53.
Okay.
Oh, it's time.
And you picked up your daughter's student loans that she took out in her name, or what?
Yeah, when she got married, we just sort of took those over for them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I would, either way, I'm going to be out of debt very, very quickly with a $175,000 income. But by quickly, I mean a matter of months. And so, but you guys have to become convinced. You don't have to be in pain to never go back. You just have to be committed to never go back. It's not necessary that I've got a friend who was a heroin addict, and he went through rehab, and it changed his life, and he met God, and him and Jesus are best friends, and man, he stays away from, but his kids don't have to go through that to learn the lessons that he's learned. They can observe someone else and go, I don't want to do what my dad did. And the dad can look at his kids and go, I don't want you doing what I did. And so you don't have to go through pain to learn. It's not necessary. It's a thorough teacher if you do, but it's not like you have to go down the gauntlet and be hit with straps and whips or whatever to prove. And no, you don't have to. That's masochistic. We don't need to do that. But you do have to be committed to never going back, because otherwise it's pointless.
Yeah. So
and you're going to end up in worse condition.
If you guys agree, we're going to cut up the cards and close all these accounts. We're going to freeze our credit so it's much harder to go back into debt. Then I would say, all right, let's use these funds. You know, you might pay some capital gains taxes on the growth, but you're going to clear the decks and be in a different place by Christmas. And now you've freed up all of those payments to now invest and give more and, you know, live life with a little more freedom and peace. So I think it's
begin
worth
to
it.
start working down that mortgage at that point, you know. And you need to start putting your excess savings when you get to baby step 4 in a retirement account, in a Roth, not in just a brokerage account. The amount of money you're losing there in taxes is incredible. So,
yeah, that brokerage account is for you've maxed out all retirement options, and we have nowhere else to go but non-retirement investing.
Right, but he's not got that problem with this income. So, no, you can get there. So, yeah, I'm fine. Temporarily stop all investing, all saving, and for 6 months we're going to go at this thing hard. We're going to open up an EveryDollar app. Both me and Mom are going to get on it. We're going to get the credit cards out, have a plastic surgery party, light a candle. We're done. We're not doing this anymore. And we're 53 years old. We make too much money to be this stinking broke. And I'm sitting here with car payments and I make $175,000. That's just, God, that's got to be disgusting. So get disgusted in a reasonable way and permanently change your behavior, and then you got no problems. If you've listened to me for more than 5 minutes, you know that being normal with your money is not a good thing because normal is broke. And I want you to be weird. That's why I love what we're doing with Fair Winds Credit Union. Our friends at Fair Winds just launched a brand new Ramsey debit card. And it says, debt is normal, be weird, right on the front. I love that. Because every time you swipe it, you're choosing to live differently with no credit card payments and no debt. You see, Fairwinds has been helping people like you ditch debt faster and build wealth for years. They're not trying to shove credit cards or auto loans in your face like the big banks do. And they've worked with us to create the Smart Bundle for Ramsey fans. It includes a no-fee checking account, a high-yield savings account to supercharge your emergency fund, and now the Ramsey debit card to help you stay focused on the baby steps. We're excited for you to try it. So check them out today at fairwinds.org/Ramsey. That's fairwinds.org/Ramsey. Insured by the NCUA. Top questions people have about wills. How do I know if I need a trust or if my estate is too complicated for an online will? If your estate is worth less than $1 million, getting a will online is probably a great option for you, by the way. Matter of fact, if your estate's worth less than $10 million, it's probably enough. You don't have any need for trusts much until you get up above that, unless you've got special needs or something like that. Number 2, most often question, what do I need to start my will online? Making a will online or not involves a couple of decisions. Who do you want to get your stuff? Who do you want to take care of your kids? And who do you want to make decisions for you if you're incapacitated? Is an online will legally valid? Of course. By the way, wills are state-specific. The laws that dictate estates are not federal law. They are state law. And so when you move, you need a new will because your state may have different laws than the old state where you lived. And so different levels, different kinds of notary, different numbers of witnesses, different things you can do or can't do in a will, all that kind of stuff. So why would I want an online will versus a traditional one? Less expensive, more convenient, takes about 20 minutes to set up if you go to Mama Bear Legal Forms. Go to RamseySolutions.com/wills quiz. You can find out if an online will is right for you, and we'll work you through the whole process. Jamie's in Newark, New Jersey. Hi, Jamie. What's up?
Hey, how's it going, Dave? Pleasure to speak with you.
You too. How can we help?
I'll try to be as brief as possible. I have a job. on paper, it looks like the dream job. I work for a large biopharmaceutical company here in New Jersey, one of the top biopharmaceutical companies. I make good money. I make $46 an hour. There's unlimited overtime, pension, 401k. But when I started, we have a union here, and it's a big campus, so it's a pretty large facilities on site. And because it's a union, I had to end up going to a department that I really didn't have a lot of experience in because I was low man on the seniority totem pole. So I ended up in a place where I don't really have a lot of experience dealing with boilers and components, servicing different components that go to the boilers systems. And from day one, my manager, he never took any initiative to make sure that I got fully trained up, pairing me with other team members. Basically, I have no manager. All he does is come in the morning and ask everybody if they want overtime, and he goes away. And I've tried to reach out to a lot of my coworkers, a lot of the older, senior guys who've been here for years, but the environment is so toxic. I'm the only minority on the team, and I feel like since I've been here for almost 2 years now, I can tell that they are purposely excluding me from all of the serious jobs. The jobs that I do that they leave to me that nobody else wants to do is something that I can do in my sleep. And I can actually sleep at work. The job is, I have, like I said, everything on paper looks good. They have a building here with a couch on the third floor. A lot of times I'm in that building on the third floor, sleeping. I'm in different buildings, looking at the computer. Like I actually have time to wait 2 hours.
Meantime, your soul is rotting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
that's an expensive soul tax you're paying.
Yeah. So, have you been looking for something new?
Yes, sir. I have an interview tomorrow for another large pharmaceutical company here in New Jersey, and I know what I don't want. And I guess I really answered my own question, but I know you deal with this type of thing on a daily basis, so I really wanted to get an expert like your opinion, because I know it holds a lot more weight than probably even my own opinion on this topic.
Very few people are actually happy doing nothing or being underutilized. Most people, your spirit, your relationships, everything is invigorated by reaching for the stars. We are designed by our Creator to create and be productive. And when we're not doing that, it is a soul tax. It takes a tax on your soul. And so that's what you're discovering. And so this idea that if I got paid for doing nothing and sitting around doing nothing is somehow a wonderful thing, it's not really wonderful at all. It's really horrible.
I agree.
And so I agree with you that, but I don't think you have to, you don't have to run out the door. They're not burning the building down. There's nobody in danger. They're not being mean to you. It could be racial. It could just be that they're just being union jerks, And I don't care. It doesn't matter to me which one it is. I'm still getting out of there.
I think it's a little bit of both. I remember one of my coworkers.
Yeah, I'd say you're probably right. That's probably true.
He's made a remark about knuckle draggers. I hope they hire some more techs. They keep hiring these knuckle draggers.
Yeah, but that's not a racial thing. That's just a caveman. Knuckle dragger is just a dumb person that doesn't know anything. It's just a caveman. So, but either way, it doesn't matter. You've solved the problem. The riddle is I got to go. But what I don't have to do is go running out the door and make $20 an hour while I'm making 46 right now. So I'm going to sit here for a minute, no pun intended, and look for a job, right? Instead of sleeping on the couch, I'm going to be looking for a job.
Right. That's what I've been doing today, the last couple of weeks. Every day I update my search.
Yes, yeah. And I don't know if you fell backward into being a boiler guy or if that was what you intended to do. What is it you really want to be 10 years from now? If you could do anything you wanted to do, what would you do?
Validation, equipment validation, qualification.
Okay, so you enjoy
validation engineer.
You enjoy and you're good at working with your hands, and you can, in your mind, you can see how things work and how they're put together.
Yes, sir.
Very good. I like it. Well, Ken Coleman would like what you're saying. Mike Rowe would like what you're saying. I think you can make a lot of money, but you're not going to make a lot of money if you're dragging your knuckles, right?
Exactly.
And so, and you're not going to come home energized. See, I come home from doing this. I'll do about 5.5 hours on the microphone today, different podcasts and different things I've got to do inside the building today. And I'm 65 freaking years old, and I come home energized because I'm doing stuff that matters, stuff that I care about, and I'm pushing the edge. I'm having to use every ounce of everything that I am to make sure I help you guys, give you the right answers, all that kind of crap. And so, yeah, hang on. We'll send you a copy of Ken Coleman's book, Finding the Work You're Wired to Do. But, George, life is just better when you're doing something that you have to reach for.
Yeah.
It's just out of reach.
It's funny because it's almost worse when you're paid well to do it because you go, well, I'm an idiot to leave this. No, you're an idiot to stay because if you're not treated well, you're undervalued, you're bored, there's no growth plan. Like Dave said, eventually your soul's going to pay the price for it. And so we believe that you can do the work you're wired to do and get paid well to do it. And naturally, you're going to grow in that area because they're going to see your enthusiasm and your talent, your excellence. So we're rooting for you, man, to get to that next thing.
It's a pretty crazy world when you just show up and care and work hard all day long, and that makes you stand out. You don't even have to be that good. You just got to care, have brushed your teeth, and work hard all day long.
Just showing up and good hygiene goes a long way.
I mean, it's amazing.
That's what I've done,
It's the world. Well, it's working for you. Your hair is great, George.
Thank you.
Yeah. But the...
I wanted to say, I wish I could say the same, but it's too soon. Too soon.
All the hair jokes go all the way around the horn before they stop, huh? Okay. I like it. Seriously, though, the striving for excellence, the striving to reach a level you've never reached before is what gives life to you. And so anytime someone's just sitting and listen, things are either growing or they're dying. There's no in between. And so this job, Jamie, that you got is going to get worse. It's not going to get better. It's dying. It's going off the cliff.
They've made it clear.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous what he's describing. And I don't think he's being weird. I think he's probably got a pretty clear action of what's going on there. So yeah, I set a goal that within 6 months to a year, I've got a better job, making $52, doing something where the people respect me, I respect them, and we have to work really, really hard while we're there. And I come home with a callus on my hands because I've actually been turning a wrench all day, not sleeping on the third floor couch.
Yikes!
Jeez.
That scares me. That's what's happening in pharmaceutical companies in America.
Well, this is apparently the maintenance team in the building at the farm. He's working on the boilers.
The union workers.
Still, it's just the whole thing is, wow.
You've worked hard to control your money. You've been budgeting with intention, building a plan, and creating a secure future for your family. But there's one area most people forget to protect: their online data. So I use Delete Me. Because y'all, data brokers collect and post personal information like your home address, phone number, and even your kids' school's info. They do it without your permission, and once it's out there, it can be used by scammers, AI spam tools, and other people that you would never want to have access to your life. So think about it. You wouldn't hand that info to a stranger at the grocery store, so why let it sit there online for anyone to find it? Well, Delete Me helps you take control back. Their team of real, live privacy experts finds your exposed info, removes it from sketchy websites, and makes sure that it stays gone. Then they send you a report so that you know exactly what they've taken care of. So protect your peace and the life that you're working so hard to build. Right now, Ramsey listeners get 20% off at joindeleteme.com/Ramsey with code Ramsey at checkout. Do it today. That's joindeleteme.com/Ramsey and code Ramsey.
In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage, Christopher and Brittany are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Doing well, Dave.
Welcome. Where do y'all live?
We're from Sacramento, California.
Cool. Welcome to Nashville.
Thank you.
And how much debt have you guys paid off?
We paid off about $412,000.
All right. How long did that take?
28 months.
28? All right. Very good. And your range of income during that 2.5 years?
So we started at 215,000. We went up to 350,000,
Whoa.
and now we've gone back down to 250, so I can be part-time and stay at home with our newest baby.
Love it. What do y'all do for a living?
I do plumbing, so I work for a general contractor, plumbing contractor. I did HVAC too for about 20 years.
Wow, cool.
And I'm a nurse educator, and train new nurses.
Gotcha. What
Emergency
kind of debt was the $412,000?
Everything. Student loans, kids braces, personal loans, timeshares, phones, taxes, all the things.
Wow. Everything, mortgage too, or?
Nope,
Nope,
still
not
got
the
a mortgage. We're in California.
Okay.
We got a little while, but our
Good
goal
for you.
is
That's our next
10
goal.
years.
Now you're free, though.
Yes, we feel free.
$412,000 worth of normal.
Yes.
Wow. How long y'all been married?
Gosh, what year
Almost
is it?
a few years.
Yeah, 3.5 years. We started just before our wedding, so we had some great days.
So you both brought crap into this.
Yes, absolutely.
And so you've been married 3.5, and you say, all right, job one, we're cleaning up the mess.
Yes.
Yes.
Not living like this. We get a fresh start.
Yeah, we had a really hard time with a lot of car problems, deaths in the family, different things, and it just pushed us to a point where we were like having to borrow our kids' cars while we had one sitting in the driveway needing a new transmission, and so we were just like trying to figure out how do we get out of this and change their life.
We make too much money to be this broke.
Absolutely.
What was the bulk of the 412?
Student loans, probably about 100 or so. Some old stuff we had from previous marriages, another couple hundred. So it's a lot of money.
Was it just like collecting to where you just went like, I'm in denial at this point?
Yeah.
It was like, what's another $3,000 for braces on top of that? Sure.
Exactly. It was 0% for braces, and so we didn't, pay outright. And then when we were able to pay it off, it was just, trying to call to pay it off. They don't let you call and pay it off. I don't know if you know, it takes 6 to 7 times to call and, say we need to get your address.
To convince them to take your money.
Yeah. It was really rough the last month and a half, I'll tell you.
They like you owing them money. Yeah. Who knew? Wow. Very cool, you guys. Very cool. So how did you get connected to the Ramsey stuff?
So I learned about you back in 2009 when my youngest son was born. He's 15. And we did FBU. I talked to you on the show before I went to nursing school to talk about should I go to the Air Force, student loans, what do I do? And then I became a single mom. And so when I did that, I said, okay, I'm going to have to take student loans because I figured I knew better than you did. We were Dave-ish for a while. And then 28 months ago when we got our wedding and we both just said enough is enough. And so we did a couple more FPUs at home, downloaded every dollar, and we have not done a month without every dollar for the last 29 months. So
wow, that's incredible. So you've been aware for like 16 years, but life kept happening.
Yes.
And so when you guys got married, you were like, I know just the guy.
Yes, we did. We had spreadsheets of all the different debt we had, and it was a long list. Scary.
No more spreadsheets, I hope. You've deleted the Excel app.
So Christopher, you knew when you were getting married, you were getting into this, right?
Oh, yeah, but I knew she was worth it, so it made it worth it.
Correct answer.
Yes.
Not into this, all the debt mess, but into this, I'm going to go hardcore
We're going to
Ramsey
do it together,
mess.
yes. Yeah, she worked her butt off.
Yeah.
She worked her butt off to get a lot of the debt done.
A lot of side hustles.
Yeah, I bet. Well, congratulations, you guys. We're very proud of you. How's it feel to be free?
Yeah, it's a relief. So the main thing is we're just going to focus on not getting back into debt. And so it's just saving and saving. If we want to take a nice vacation, then we have the cash to do it or we're not doing it. So we're definitely on the same page on that.
I love it. I love it. Well, congratulations. All right, when someone says, how do you pay off $412,000 in 28 months, that's stinking impressive.
Yeah.
What do you tell them the key to getting out of debt is?
Budgeting. Working
every
together.
dollar for 29 months,
Every dollar, making sure every dollar has a name. We logged our kids in. They have their own every dollar, and, make sure that you know where your money's going and make sure that you understand the principles of it so that way you don't ever do it again.
Yeah, we're teaching them to go through college debt free, too, because of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2 in college, working 3 jobs each, working their way through college, and 1 about to go, and they've all paid cash for their cars, and I'm impressed by them and how well they've done.
Wow, very cool.
We
You really
say-
have changed your family tree.
Yeah, we say more is caught than taught, and they've been watching mom and dad just hustle to get rid of this debt. It's like, well, there's work ethic right there. They're catching that for sure. What was the hardest thing to cut out of the budget, or the biggest thing you guys cut to make this happen so quickly?
We were talking about that last night. So I refused to give up kids' sports for them because it was such a big thing for them. So we'd actually argue about golf, and instead of doing like a big golf round, we do a little golf round, and we, the grocery budget. I hear people talk about how much they spend. We're a family of 8, and my budget's $1,200. So
whoa,
that's pretty good.
Well, some of that's for Great Dane dog food.
Oh yes.
So yeah.
Yes, we have the Great Dane puppies.
Of course you do.
Pictures.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course that thing can eat. That's for
we have
sure.
3.
Oh my goodness.
They eat more than the kids. Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Costco.
Wow. Yeah, very cool, you guys. Very cool. So the budget is the deal, and eating it, and you must be cooking a lot from scratch.
As much as I can.
Yeah, which as a nurse, you know how good that is, right? The nutritional values and everything else, completely different. So, well, way to go, you guys. Way to go. And you brought all of them with you to celebrate.
Yes.
All right, bring them up. Let's hear all the names and ages.
Come on it, guys.
Let's have a big celebration here. The
So we
family
have-
tree.
Look at this
Family tree
crew.
has changed.
Brianna's 19. We have Peyton's 19. Memphis is about to be 18. Jackson's 15. Ava's 13. And we have Noah, who's 8 months.
Way to go, Noah. You did it, man. You joined the clan, buddy. Love it.
So cute. Beautiful
Very
family.
cool. All right, Christopher and Brittany and the gang from Sacramento, California, $412,000 paid off in just 28 months. They were working like crazy people, living daily on a budget, eating at home, $215,000 to $350,000 income. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
We're debt free!
Love it! And the kids are going to school debt-free, and they're paying for their cars debt-free, and family tree's changed.
That's impressive. And at this age, they saw the sacrifice. So they're going, yeah, I'd like to avoid that.
Yeah, I think I'll avoid that.
And yet they survived the sacrifice of mom and dad for 2 years. A lot of people say, well, I don't want to affect the kids. Like, maybe it should affect the kids so they don't fall into the traps that we fell into.
Yeah, well, they did it. I mean, they pulled it off. And here's the thing. What you saw, if you're watching them, and if you go back and watch this, you can pull it up on YouTube if you or Spotify where you can see the video, either one. And what you'll see is you see their body language, and it just says, I've had it. I'm not living like this anymore. They're just very resolute about that. We're going to do this. We're not going to go back. We're never going to be there again. And life's too short. And they got second marriages they're going into. And they finally just said, okay, that's it. We're pulling the plug on stupid.
Let's clear the decks.
Yep.
That's a beautiful thing. And it's never too late. That's impressive.
Yeah. And don't tell me if you got a bunch of kids you can't do it. Don't tell me if you live in California you can't do it.
They just proved you wrong.
All these things. It's like hold my beer, right? So you can do it. You can do it. But it came down to, I mean, you could just tell looking at Brittany. Brittany put in some hours as a nurse. I mean, and look at these numbers with the income dropping off. You can see that the number of hours she was working as a nurse to cause this to happen. And oh, by the way, just had a baby. And oh, by the way, there's every excuse in the world, but none of them mattered. They still went and paid off $412,000 in just 28 months.
I mean, you blink and 28 months is going to go by. So the question is, do you still want to be in $400,000 of debt 28 months from now? Or do you want to just decide that today's day one of a journey of 28 months?
Yeah, but I mean, the madder you get, the deeper you cut. The more resolute you are, the deeper you cut, and then the faster you get out. And then the higher the probability is that you make it and you stay out. The faster you get out, the deeper you cut, the faster you get out, and the higher the probability is you get out to start with and then stay out. All of those things fit together in everything we've seen over the last 30 years in doing this, and they've got all of it. This family of winners right here, for sure.
Very impressive. Dave, we got a lot of calls on this show where life happens. One day someone's healthy, they're working, providing for their family, and then a curveball hits.
You know, we hear it all the time. A car accident, a cancer diagnosis, a heart attack, and suddenly everything changes.
Yeah, and that's why you've always said that having term life insurance from Xander is essential, because it protects your family if the worst happens.
Yeah, that's right. You need 10 to 12 times your income in coverage. No gimmicks, no whole life junk, just straightforward term life protection. But there's another piece that people often overlook, and that's long-term disability insurance.
Yeah, it's important to understand the difference between them. Life insurance steps in when you die. Disability insurance steps in while you're alive but can't work. So it replaces a large part of your income so the bills still get paid while you get back on your feet.
Now, if your employer gives you free disability insurance, great, take it. If it's discounted there at a better price, take it. But if not, Xander can help you find the right plan. Whether you're single or married, it's not optional. If you're going to be out of work for a while, then you need to make sure the money's still showing up.
And that's why Xander is our go-to. They make it super simple to get the right coverage at the best price, no pressure, no upselling.
I've trusted Jeff Xander and Xander Insurance for over 25 years, and so has my family.
So don't wait. It's fast, it's easy, and it could make all the difference. Go to Xander.com or call 800-356-4282.
Protect yourself, protect your income, protect your family. Hey, if you're a business owner or a leader in small business and you've got a question about running your business, about leadership, how to lead the team, manage the money, grow without going crazy, family business questions, I'll take your call personally. I do a top-rated podcast on small business and leadership called Entree Leadership, and you can call us. Here's the number. You can be part of that show, 844-944-1070. 844-944-1070, or you can head over to entreleadership.com/ask and drop us a note there. We'll call and set you up as a caller on the Entree Leadership podcast. Ryan is with us. Ryan is in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hi, Ryan. How are you?
Good. Good afternoon, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So question is I am being told by my ex-wife that I should cash out my 401k to purchase a home. And the reason being is when we divorced about 8 years ago or so, she basically took half of my 401k and parlayed that into purchasing a home. 5 years later, sold that home for a good profit. And so now, and then bought another one. And so she's saying, hey, you need to get out of, stop renting, and you should really put some of that money into real estate.
I'm so confused. Why would anyone ask their ex-wife for financial advice?
Well, I saw what she had done with.
No, you didn't. You saw what she said she did. When she cashed out half of that 401k, she got charged a 10% penalty plus her tax rate. She borrowed this money at 35% interest. By the time she flipped this house and made money, she didn't even make money. She's so full of crap, she's a Christmas turkey.
All right. Because I see that, with the house that was purchased and sold, I mean...
You didn't see all the penalties and taxes she paid on the stupid withdrawal from the 401k that negated any profit that she made on the flip.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay, because this woman talks out of both sides of her head. That's why she's called the ex-wife.
Yeah, although she is in a house and I'm still renting, so I gotta.
What she paid for it was a dear price.
Yeah,
and sadly, is probably so mathematically challenged she doesn't even realize it.
Yeah, that's quite possible.
It's going to take her a lifetime just to catch up on retirement now.
Yeah.
So how much do you have in retirement?
Me personally now, about 85.
And what do you make?
130.
And how old are you?
50.
Yeah, okay. If you cash out your money, they're going to charge you a 10% penalty and plus a 25% tax rate. It's like saying, Dave, I want to borrow 35% interest. I want to borrow money at 35% interest to buy a house. Please don't do that.
No, I agree.
That does not put your face under the smart column in the dictionary. Okay, so no, don't do that. And be careful who you're listening to for financial advice in the future. It's like watching some influencer on TikTok, and they're on there doing their thing, and they look like all they're running is the highlight reel, and you see a private jet that they rented and don't own. But I can teach you to buy real estate, and I've got a jet, that I rented 10 minutes ago. It's not even your own jet. Come on, dude. And then you go buy a $3,400 kit from them, which is where they actually make their money. So no. Be careful who you're listening to for money advice. What you want to do is look at people that are understated, and they're driving a Toyota, and they don't have any flash or any bling, and their lives are really solid and steady and predictable and sustainable and happy, high-quality relationships. These are called mature individuals. They're not doing anything to impress others. They're living a life of quality. And if someone happens to notice, they probably wouldn't even notice. And these are called millionaires. And if you can find one of those and actually get them to admit it and then talk to you, they'll teach you the real stuff about money. It's hard stuff like live on less than you make, save and invest, be generous, live on a plan.
Don't rob your 401k to get into a house. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Common sense.
That's on the... Don't listen to your ex-wife for financial advice. Alexi is with us in Sacramento. Alexi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I recently discovered your podcast. I'm a new listener. And I recently started my career. I graduated college last year. So I've officially created like a monthly budget, paying off my student loans and all of that.
Good for you.
But I was wondering, thank you, on the best approach and recommendations for all the extra money that I have. I recently learned about high yield savings accounts. So I was just wondering if that's the way to go, or where to put my emergency funds or cash that I need like easy access to.
I love it. You are thinking perfectly. A high-yield savings account is what we recommend for any short-term savings goals like that are happening in the next 1 to 3, 4 years, and your emergency fund. And that'll help it at least kind of keep up with inflation. Because right now the rates are about 3.5%. And if you want a great one, we got a great partner with Fairwinds. And so if you go to fairwinds.org/Ramsey, they have a smart bundle just for our fans that has a checking account and a savings account with a great rate.
Yeah. So high yield savings is where you would start for something like George said, for your emergency fund, which should be 3 to 6 months of expenses. And of course, you're staying out of debt completely. So we're saving up and paying cash for things. And then beyond your emergency fund, anything you're wanting to do with money in the short term. Now, when you start thinking long term for retirement, then we're going to move towards mutual funds and some other things. But yeah, George is right. This new partner of ours, they've been with us for about 1.5 years, and they just became the studio sponsor just about a month ago. And we've spent a lot of time with the people behind the scenes. They're solid people, and the product is solid. It's a good high-yield savings account at Fairwinds Credit Union. So just look them up. Fairwinds, like the winds are fair. All right, here we go. Riley's in Houston. Hey, Riley, what's up?
Hi, Dave. I appreciate you taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
Yeah. So I have a question in regards to paying off student loan debt. Currently, I have about $68,000 in total student loan debt. I do have quite a bit of savings, and I'm just curious on how to tackle this. Pay it in bulk, which I sort of have a feeling that you're going to say, or reinvest the savings to use the interest to make payments. Just kind of don't know what route to go.
We would recommend the debt snowball method, which means you're going to knock out the smallest balance first. So how much do you have in savings?
I have about $95,000.
Dude, pay it all off today. Why have you waited? What's holding you back?
Honestly, it's just that mental aspect of not having that much in savings.
You don't. You have $68,000 in debt that you owe. So mentally, I would detach and go, I don't actually have 90-something thousand. I have, 29,000 because I signed on the dotted line saying, I'll give you this money back. And dude, you can be done today and not pay another dime in interest and be free.
Hey, Riley, where'd the 95 come from?
Just savings from work. Yeah, like.
And if you have 29 tomorrow and no debt, you could save even more.
And that is recommended rather than trying to invest that
100%.
$95,000.
100%. The number of millionaires that we've interviewed in all of our research that said I borrowed money on my student loans and made the spread and caused me to be a millionaire is precisely zero. No one actually does what you're talking about to build wealth in the real world. It's all theory on Tic Tac.
Okay, and this might have came at a great time because I was trying to do an application, an income-driven application online, and prior to submitting, I was hoping that I could get in for this call and try and just figure out the route because I know what my monthly payment would be at, but obviously it'd be in that payment for X amount of years. So
I wouldn't do income-driven anything. I'd get rid of the debt. All you're doing is kicking the can down the road, dragging this thing out longer. You've worked hard to save, and that's going to be painful to let go of that. But, man, it's going to set you free when you have those payments back in your life, back in your bank account.
Well, and you got this monkey off your back, and it's, in this case, a gorilla on your back. Yeah, get him off. And you're going to feel funny. You feel like you lost 300 pounds. It'll be weird.
And you'll stack up that savings again real quick with no payments.
Welcome back to the Ramsey Show in the Fairwinds Credit Union Studio. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. George Kamel, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, is my co-host today. Catherine is with us in Phoenix, Arizona. Hi, Catherine. How are you?
Good. I have a question on we have a variable life insurance, which we know now we should have never had. But probably 8 years ago, we took out to try to save my husband's business that we ended up having to sell off to somebody else. And so there's really nothing left in there. The cash value that's left is like $4,800. I just didn't know, because we've kind of just been hesitating, and then the people that have had it, they've kind of just said, leave it there.
Oh, I bet.
But I don't know.
Who sold this to you? Who hates you that much?
Actually, it was a close friend that when we first had our first baby that she told us. And, of course, because she sold it. So so we just kind of...
Of course, she's out of the business. She's out of the business now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. They usually last about 2 years, and then they're gone.
Right.
Yeah. So
but we have some term life also.
Okay. So what does your husband make a year?
What, $275?
And how much term life does he have?
The term life is about $800,000.
Okay. All right. Is he healthy?
And then I have $250. Yes and no. He's 60, but he has diabetes and has some issues. But
diabetes is a big one when it comes to life insurance. All right, and you guys have no money. It sounds like you've been through hard times.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you don't have any children left at home.
Well, I have a 16-year-old.
Okay.
I do have a 16-year-old still at
so
home.
the concern today is if the 60-year-old dies, he leaves a wife, and he makes, what's your household income? You said
about $275.
He makes $275.
Yes.
And do you work outside the home?
No.
Okay.
No.
And so you lose a $275,000 income if he dies today, and he leaves you $800,000.
Right.
Okay.
Which is just over, 2.5 years of income.
If that was invested at 10%, it would make you $80,000. So you're going to be short about $200,000 based on the way you're currently living.
Right.
So if he was young and in good shape, I would tell him to get, $2.5 million on him, including the 800. So we back that out, but so 1.5 or so, give or take. But he's not, and I suspect at 60 with the diabetes, it's going to be pretty expensive to get some term insurance. But the variable life insurance is, it's not much in coverage, is it? It's not very big policy, right?
No, it was when we first got it. It was like he had 500,000, and mine was, but where we took out, it was probably, like I said, like probably 8 years ago. It was like 70,000 we had in there, and we took all that out to try to save the business. But we put in, it's like $275 a month. I'm like,
yeah, but I'm talking about the death benefit. If he dies, what do they write a check for?
Oh, that's only $350.
Yeah, and $275 a month for $350, even for a diabetic 60-year-old, is ridiculous. So,
that's where we're just throwing that money away. I feel like.
Yeah, so you can cancel that if you can afford to live on $800,000 if he dies tomorrow. Okay. If you instead, another route you could go before you could cancel it, you could go to Xander Insurance, talk to them and see if they can make a market, meaning if they can get a company to cover him, and how expensive it will be, and try to buy $1 million.
Okay.
Try to buy $1 million on him if you can.
All right.
I had some when I was in my late 50s and 60s and right around 60 years old, just because SWI Sharon wants it. I didn't need it, but my wife wanted that instead of another diamond, and so I did that. But I'm in really good shape and don't have a single medical issue. I could lose some weight, but I don't meet the obesity markers. So, I could get the insurance. And so that's the things that'll fight you at that age. Now, so go to XanderInsurance.com or call them and tell them you talked to us on the air.
That, so that's what I wondered about that.
Yeah,
so
see if you can get insurance to make you more comfortable. And then if you can, it's an instantaneous yes to cancel this. If not, do you want to keep the very, very, very expensive insurance? I probably don't.
Okay.
I'm probably going to take some of that $275,000 income and start banking it aggressively, knowing that I don't have enough insurance.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know what to do about that.
What were you going to do with the money you cashed out?
Well, I wanted to know, because you hear all this stuff about putting stuff into gold, so I didn't know if that was something or where should we put it?
Yeah, I would just
only like $4,800.
Yeah, well, number one, I'd make sure you're out of debt. But number two, we don't buy any gold. Gold has not got a good track record long term as a return on investment. Instead, I would just buy good growth stock mutual funds with my investing. But y'all need to be doing a lot more than that, making $275. $4,800 ain't going to save you. Not in this situation. So it's just, it's a smart thing to do is not gold and go to some mutual funds. But you need to be laying out a game plan where you're saving like $100,000 a year. And you do that for 5 years. Now you got $500,000 on top of that $800. Now we're starting to get there without insurance, without any more insurance.
Starting to become self-insured
than the original $800. Yeah. But you got to rebuild after the business failure, rebuild some net worth and some wealth for survival for you and the 16-year-old. And those are the routes to go. So, guys, just to recap, the life insurance world is polluted with bad products. There's really only one. All the people that are not in the insurance business, all of us that are financial people that run numbers and are math people, all the financial people say to buy term life insurance. The best deal on term life insurance is 15 to 20 year level term. It's a level premium, and you should have 10 to 12 times your income on you if you have a family counting on you for your income. So if you make $100,000, you need somewhere around $1 million, $1.2 million, something like that. And then if that 34-year-old wife of yours with 3 little kids is left behind and you don't have that $100,000 coming home, she could take that $1 million, invest it. It'll create $100,000 in income perpetually until the kids are grown and gone, and you can invest in, we have replaced you. So if you don't want to get too much, you have to sleep with one eye open. But if you're 34 and in good shape, term life insurance is like the cost of a pizza. It's ridiculously inexpensive to make sure your family's taken care of. Ridiculously. And I just read a letter to our staff meeting this morning, a 52-year-old that had life insurance on her, and they had just paid off $1 million in debt 4 years ago, and they were on vacation. She had an aneurysm and was gone in 6 minutes, and left another $1 million behind in life insurance now. because they've done the stuff that we teach over and over. So it's just not very expensive if you go and do it right. But this investing inside of a life insurance policy, like these stupid variable life and whole life policies, are an absolute rip-off. Never do that. Well, as you've heard, the Fed has cut rates for the first time all year. 15-year fixed-rate mortgages have dropped to the lowest we've seen in 11 months. If you're financially ready, now's a great time to buy or sell. Buying an affordable home you love is possible if you work with a Ramsey trusted real estate agent. We have vetted agents to be high-octane, high-protein, get-her-done people, and you can find one of these Ramsey trusted local pros for free at RamseySolutions.com/agents. Time to do a real estate deal, boys and girls. I love it. Caleb's in Dallas. Hey, Caleb, what's up?
All right. Thanks, Dave, for taking my call.
Sure.
Hey, George.
Hey.
So I'm on baby step 2. I've got roughly $65,000 in debt. I make somewhere between $80,000 and $85,000 a year. And my wife, she's in college at the moment. I'm going to get her nursing degree.
When will she be finished?
She will be finished this time next year.
Oh, good. Okay.
So she actually, it's a good thing. She was very blessed to be able to take advantage of her dad's GI Bill, and we also have, I believe it's called Chapter 32, maybe. Since we live in Texas, she's able to get money every month. That's income on top of.
Wow, so she's going to school debt-free and getting paid.
Right. Yes,
cool.
Sir. So my question is, I've got a thrift incentive plan at work. It's not a traditional retirement plan, but it is after tax. I am required to put in a minimum of 2% in order to receive profit sharing. Historically, the last 3 years, first year that I was able to receive it, it was 10%. The next year was 12%, and then last year was 15% of the employee's salary. I'm just wondering, should I continue to contribute that 2% in order to get that profit sharing? Because we're on track this year to get 15% again.
Normally, I wouldn't. Those numbers are a bit ridiculous, so I probably would.
Right.
Matter of fact, they're the most ridiculous numbers I think I've ever heard, in a good way.
Right. I'm very blessed to be where I work, and I thought I was astounded by I've never seen a retirement plan that works as well as this one does.
I haven't either. And I've been doing this a long time, but you put in 2, you get 15. That's kind of crazy. Crazy
Yes,
good. And so, if you put in 2 and you're going to get 3, I'd just pass for now. But
right.
And all you people that get matched 3% on your 401k, I wouldn't do it. I would stop your 401k temporarily and work your baby step 2. We always have said that for decades, and it's worked to get people out of debt. But that 2% is not enough to bother with one way or another, and the 2 for 15 trade's probably a pretty good trade. What are you thinking, George?
Right.
Yeah,
what am I missing?
Are you aggressively looking to get out of this debt, making 80 to 85? How much can you throw at this thing per year or per month?
So I am the first thing is I'm on track right now to get out of debt now, and since this past month has passed, a year and 8 months. That's what I've calculated.
That's without a nurse's income.
Right, exactly.
That'll speed up a year from now. It'll just, really inject some life into your
so
plan.
you ought to be done a little over a year, pretty quick, or, as soon as she gets that going. Now, what is she making income-wise from this program?
So, Chapter 32, the VA benefits, I think it depends on, how often she's in class, but when she is in class full-time, it's like 12 to 1,500 a month.
So why would she not be in class full-time?
Well, some of this program doesn't, like the summertime, for instance, she doesn't have classes all day. She only has classes of, 2 to 4 hours out of the day, versus right now, since she's full-fledged in the program, she is getting full-time student hours.
Gotcha. Okay, so you got another 15,000 or so coming in income from her while she's in school.
Right. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you're making about 100, and you got 65 in debt. Yeah, you need to be debt free. Yeah, the year and 8 months sounds really good, and if she passes her boards right quick and lands in a paying position right quick, then yeah, I think you're going to be in really good shape, and it'll be sooner than a year and 8 months. I like everything you're doing, Caleb. Sounds like you got it dialed in. Keep it up. Keep it up. I'm glad you're paying attention. George, it keeps coming back to if you pay attention, you win.
Yeah, if you know your numbers, you're actually looking at it.
Those stupid interview questions we get sometimes, it's like, what's the largest problem Americans have with money? They want us to say student loans or credit card debt. And my answer is always not paying attention.
Living in la-la land, in
the biggest
denial.
problem is they're just wandering along like Gomer Pyle on Valium. And they just wake up at retirement. Shazam, I'm broke. Oh, my God. None of you people know what that is. Look it up on YouTube. Okay. Anyway, Christiana is with us in Chicago. Hi, Christiana.
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
So I have a question about baby steps 6 and 7. So my husband and I are fortunately there.
Yay!
Yeah, it's exciting. So my question is about the order of step 6 and 7. So why do you recommend paying off the mortgage when the mortgage rate is like, let's say 6.3%, but the market returns your money at 10%, and then with compound interest, by retirement.
Because your math formula is very naive.
Okay.
You left out risk.
Okay.
And you left out the fact that you're psychologically, relationally, and spiritually carrying around debt around your shoulders, and it affects your health, your relationships, your career choices, and everything else. And so what we have found is that the people that build wealth the fastest are the ones with a paid-off house.
Okay.
Because they're free.
Okay.
And nobody making them do anything. And so suddenly they start making better choices instead of trying to maximize their wealth building off the back of a mortgage spread. You left off risk. 100% of the foreclosures occur on a home with a mortgage. We did research.
It was easy to do that research.
Yeah.
Didn't take a big research team.
Fairly quick. But George, it's it took me a while, Christiana, to get to where, as a math nerd, I understood that the math formula that you're using, and I back then was using the same math formula, I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. And I finally figured out that the more debt you carry, the more risk you carry. And the more risk you carry, you have to mathematically adjust for risk if you're going to use a sophisticated mathematical formula on something. And so I figured out that my math formula, and Christiana, your math formula that you're using now is the same one, leaves out risk. And when you math adjust for risk, what you perceive to be a spread that you're making is neutralized.
Yeah. Well, and what we find is, someone loses a job tomorrow, there's risk there. Because now you still got to make that mortgage payment. And so it just opens you up. And on top of that, it's not apples to apples when you look at a mortgage payment with 6% versus what you could make in the market. And by the way, if it's outside of retirement, you're paying taxes on that versus the mortgage is a fixed savings plan right there. But you're paying down that interest.
Stress-related health problems are the number one killer in America. Hypertension, heart attack, so on. It's the number one killer. And they've gone up as the debt load in America has gone up. And so the statistics keep getting worse. And so people say, well, nutrition's worse and there's more obesity. Very true. But also there's more stress. And it's just strange, when we say financial peace, two words that don't go together, like airline service. What would it feel like to have your house paid off?
Goes beyond the math. It's hard to quantify on paper, but no
Breathe.
one regrets it.
Breathe
Nobody
that
goes,
in.
man, I wish I had a mortgage again. That was fun. I'll do that to make a spread.
Kyle and Anne-Marie are on the debt-free stage in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions. Hey, guys, what's up?
Hey,
Hi.
Dave.
Good to have y'all. Welcome. Where do y'all live?
Macon, Georgia.
Macon, Georgia.
All right, just down the road. Well, welcome to Nashville. And how much debt have you two paid off?
About $140,000.
Way to go, guys. And how long did that take?
18 months.
Whoa, quick. And the range of income during that year and a half?
About 150 to 160.
Cool. What do y'all do for a living?
So I'm a software developer for a local credit union.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a pre-K teacher.
Awesome. Very cool. What kind of debt was this $140,000?
Oh, man, a little bit of everything. We had 2 cars. We had a HELOC.
Some
credit cards.
student loan debt, for
student
sure.
loans.
What was the most of it?
Student loans.
Yeah. How much of the 140 was student loans?
About 90.
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you two?
36 and 35.
So those student loans been around a while?
Mine have been around for about 3 years. Hers maybe a little longer.
Yeah, mine about 10.
Okay. All right. Yeah, they've been around a while. How long y'all been married?
4 years.
Okay. So you brought them into the marriage then.
Yes, we did.
Now I'm getting the picture. And then 18 months, out of 4 years. So after you've been married a little while, you look up and went, something's got to give?
We just kind of got to the end of a month and realized, where's it all at? Like, we have all this money and we don't know where it's at.
We have good paying jobs. Why are we not building our savings account? It doesn't make any sense.
Why are we broke?
It just comes in and goes out, comes in and goes out.
Yes.
Like, this is not a fun life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then how'd you get connected to Ramsey?
So I just started looking up just different, financial, what's the best way to, help pay some stuff off. And Ramsey came up and I just got plugged in immediately and got every dollar set up and just started going at it. And we sat down. It took us about 3 months to get the budget really intact.
It takes it about 3. That's about right.
As soon as we did, we were just rolling.
What'd you figure out once you got that budget dialed in? Where was the problem?
So it was definitely just the amount of payments that we had in every different category. I mean, we had $1,800, $2,000 in payments of just stuff. That
you needed a strategy to pay it
definitely
off.
eating out too.
Yeah.
It was like, we don't need to be going out this much. We can just eat at home, and parties with parents and stuff, and going out to eat with family was really big for me. And we just had to tell them, hey, let's just do it at the house and have a potluck just until we're done with this journey. And they supported us in it, so it was definitely worth it.
Very good. Very cool. So, you guys leaned in hard.
We did.
Did you sell something? These
Yes.
are crazy numbers.
So July 24, it was 23, July 23, we bought a van and put it on payments because we were like, we can afford this. It's payments.
It's not
it's
too
not
bad.
a big deal. And then in October, when we finally started sticking in, we were like, man, this is crazy. We actually need to figure something out. And so actually July of 24, so 1 year later exactly, we ended up selling the van for break even.
Oh, wow.
And we actually lost about $15,000 in that, which we called our stupid tax.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Because that's what the insurance paid out before we bought the van, and we should have just bought a car in cash, but we weren't that deep in with y'all yet.
Gotcha. Yeah.
See, this will be a great down payment. We can get a nice car
yes.
now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
my goodness. That's the American way.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Well, good for you guys. What do you tell people the key to getting out of debt? Paying off $140,000 in 18 months, making $150,000.
Definitely being on the same page.
Yes.
Being on the same page with each other and making sure that budget is key above all else.
What was the biggest budget fight?
Like I said, wanting to give presents.
You?
Presents
Yes.
and going out to eat with family and
so
stuff.
you're on my team. You're the spender.
Yeah, probably
Okay,
a little
good.
bit.
I'm definitely the nerd.
Okay. Well, software engineer, of course. Yeah. What am I thinking? Yeah, no question. Oh, man, amazing. Well done, you guys. So, wow, what do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is then?
I mean, just sticking to the budget. Really,
The budget, and being on the same team. That's what I just said.
We don't live out of the bank account. We live out of the budget.
Yes.
So even if there's $2,000 in the bank account, we don't have $2,000. We have whatever's left on that line item.
And that's what we've explained to people. We're like, that budget keeps you on track. So you're not looking at what you have in that account at all. You're looking at, this is what I'm allowed to spend. This is what I'm free to spend.
That I chose, I was going to spend. I'm the boss of me.
Yes, and I'm the boss of that money, and it doesn't need to direct me.
Amazon Prime is not my boss.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Wow. What's next for you guys? You're in your mid-30s, no debt.
Yeah. So we actually, we just listed our house this weekend.
Whoa.
And we actually are going to be selling it and moving up because we have a child on the way, which is number 3.
Yay!
And so we're just trying to move up into our next house. And after that, it's just figuring out where we want to go on vacation. We want to go relax a little bit, too.
Yeah.
That's a good new problem to have.
Yeah.
Where are we going to go on
Yes.
vacation? How are we going to pay off this debt?
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you guys. Way to go.
Thank you.
Very good work. Very good work. So who was bragging on you? Who was cheering you on?
So both of our parents were very, very helpful in the entire process and understanding of it all. There were times where we had to tell them no to going out and stuff, but they were very understanding and helpful in the entire thing, and they are here.
Yeah. And my handyman dad, it was like, oh, we can pay you in grandchildren kisses if you'll do this for us versus us having to pay somebody.
Yeah.
So that worked out very well.
Yeah.
I have not been bribed with that
Yeah.
yet. I
day.
hope my kids are not listening now. You know, so that's good, though. I love it. Well, congratulations, you guys. Very, very, very well done. Were there people telling you were weird?
Well, everyone at his job, of course.
Oh yeah, because I work at a bank. Well, I work at the credit union, but there's always talk going around of, oh, we have this new credit card offering, and I'm just like, oh, I'm good.
I'm all right.
I think I'm set on that. Yeah. Had enough of that. I'm pretty sure we're done with those things. Yeah. Well, congratulations, you guys. Very, very well done. And onward and upward. The third baby on the way. The house goes on the market. Here we go. Game on. How's it feel to be completely free? $140,000 off your back.
It's a blessing.
Yeah, it is. It was all God guiding us the entire way, but it is such a freeing feeling for sure.
Yes.
What was the hardest thing about the whole process?
I mean, for me, it was just really just making sure that, you know, every time we sat down to budget, that we were on the same page. Mm-hmm. That was really the biggest one.
Towards the end, actually, I was the one that was like, come on, let's just cut those last subscriptions just for a month. He hates ads. And I was like, dude, we got to let this go. We can do it for that last month and then celebrate.
So we watched ads for a few months.
Brutal.
Oh.
Right.
To think the car was
first
easier
world
than
problems.
the ads. Yeah.
We watched ads like when we were kids. Yeah.
You'll tell your kids one day, these are the sacrifices we made.
We watched ads for 3 months. Yeah, that's great. Very cool. Well, congratulations, you guys. We're very proud of you. Did you bring the kiddos with you?
We did.
Yes. Let's bring them up here and introduce them, ages and names.
So Daniel is 3. 24 hours ago, he decided to jump off of a playground and fracture his shin. So
why not? Go, Daniel.
Yeah, he was being super brave.
And this
we got
is Bella. She's 1.
All right, sweet Bella.
So cute.
All right.
Yeah.
Fun, yeah. All right, you guys. Kyle and Anne Marie, these kids don't even know what their parents have done to change their whole family tree. $140,000 paid off in 18 months, making $150 to $160. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3,
2, 1.
We're debt-free! Yeah! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That's how it's done.
Daniel yelled from his little stroller down there because he couldn't get up because of his bum leg, but he was yelling, "We're debt-free!" Oh, good time to be debt-free when you have an emergency like that and you just cash flow it.
Changes an emergency into an inconvenience. But wow, Pretty cool. Hey, that's a powerful couple right there. What they pulled off in that short period of time, and right after getting married, too.
Yeah.
I mean, they sat down, pushed through all the relational stuff, made it all happen. Very cool. Very cool. Proud of you guys. Our scripture of the day, Proverbs 22:1. A good name is to be chosen rather than great riches, and favor is better than silver or gold. Philip Fisher said, the stock market is filled with individuals who know the price of everything and the value of nothing. Ooh-wee. Ryan is in Minneapolis. Hey, Ryan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
My wife and I are currently in baby step 3, and we'll be finished with that by the end of the year. We receive an annual bonus in March. It'll be roughly $15,000 take home. Would it be better for us to take that 15 to fully fund our Roth IRA, or to spread our contributions out throughout the year and use the bonus between steps 4, 5, and 6?
It doesn't matter much. Either one will be fine. The difference mathematically is what you might earn. If you do the 15 all in a lump sum in March, what would you have earned in March versus 1/12 of the month all the way around? And so, like say the average might be what you would earn on 8 or 10,000 of that 15. So it might be $1,000 difference. It might be $800 difference on a 10 or 12% year.
Unless we had a crystal ball, we won't know for sure what the math is on that. But in general, the sooner you get money into the market, the better off you're going to be long term.
Right. But it's not. I mean, the difference in it's not like you're going to have millions of dollars more because you did 15 lump sum versus 15 1/12 of the time all the way around the horn, right?
Right.
But basically, for instance, in my case, okay, I fully fund my 401k for the whole year in January.
Okay.
I dump the whole thing in there, okay, because I own the company, and I can just bonus myself whatever I need to and make sure I got enough to do that, right? So I just load the stinking thing up, and then I've got that, I don't know, let's call it $20,000 or $30,000 or whatever it is. It's working the entire year rather than 1/12 working the entire year, 2/12 working part of the year, 3/12 working part of the year, 4/12 working part of the year, and so on. You follow me? So The difference is what I would make on 30 grand, 27 grand, 28 grand, 24 grand, 23 grand, 22, and so on all the way around the horn. And so George is right. A lump sum up on the front end is going to average more than doing it monthly. The second thing to enter into the conversation, because it's a good question, is you want to be sure if the steady monthly thing keeps you doing it because you're on autopilot versus jumping on and off the wagon with lump sums, and you're not as predictable with it, sustainable with it that way, you'd be better off sticking with the one that keeps you doing it. And so I set up stuff. I set up stuff early in my life once I started understanding these principles to trick myself into having discipline. Like automatic 401ks or automatic draft on my checking account for Roth IRAs or those kinds of things back in the old days. So I automatically had debt. I went so far as in the old days, when I started this stuff, there was no internet, of course, and so there was very little auto draft on utilities and that kind of stuff. You used to have to write a check and send your electric bill through the mail, okay? And as soon as they set it up where they would take auto draft, I put all my utilities on auto draft so that I never missed a discount. And that's been, God, that's 25 or 30 years I've been doing that. So anything I can do to have autopilot, automatic discipline.
Yeah, I like that mentality, because if you're investing 15% of your income forever, you're got to learn to live on 15% less than you would have. And so it's sort of like that money was never there. And that's a good way to live because it keeps you in check. So I think that long-term discipline is key. But for this year, if you just wanted to fund them and be done with them and move on, that's cool
or
too.
if you've, if for 10 years you've always gotten a bonus in March of 15 grand and you want to just label that's going to go towards our retirement and we're going to do less through the rest of the year, fine. I don't know, but whatever you do, trick yourself into being consistent. And when given the opportunity, a lump sum early in the year will outperform a steady monthly investment because it's been in there longer.
There's a fancy name for that.
Is in there longer.
Dollar cost averaging.
That's
fancy
what you're not doing.
Yeah,
is dollar cost averaging when you put it all in there. Yeah, you're missing out on that. RJ is with us in Fort Worth. Hey, RJ, how are you?
Hey, Dave, how's it going?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
Hey, so my question is, honestly, I'm in baby step 2, and I have like $12,000 in debt. CDL school is $3,000. I don't know if I should go ahead and
what school?
Go back into more debt.
What school?
CDL school.
To get your CDL, okay.
Yeah.
Just $3,000 to do that.
CDL. So I currently have my CDL B, but in order to increase my income, I need a CDL A. So, should I go into more debt and $3,000 more to go to make more money, or should I wait until I pay off my debt completely? And then once I'm done with baby step 2, should I go ahead and cash flow that $3,000?
Where are you working?
Go to CDL school to make more money back. It's like a sweep. I'm currently a sweeper driver, Sweeping Corporation of America.
So you're not driving now?
Yeah. I'm currently using my CDL B. I'm currently making money with my CDL B.
Okay, what are you making doing that?
About 54 a year.
And what would you stay with the same company or change jobs?
No, I definitely change jobs. And I go to a higher paying company. I probably make at least 70,000, maybe 80 to 100. 70 to 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
There's no limit.
How quickly could you save up $3,000 making what you make now?
Maybe 3 or 4 months, maybe, if I really put my mind to it.
Yeah. And what I do is work 6 extra jobs and sell so much stuff the kids think they're next, and scrape up $3,000 in cash in about a month. But no, I'm not going to borrow money to go do it. The secret to getting out of debt is to stop borrowing. That's the first step. You got to quit looking to debt to be your answer, to be your savior every time you want to go do something. You got to just say, that's not an option anymore. I'm going to take debt off the table. It's not an option. Now, how am I going to do this? Well, it's a good thing to do. If you can spend $3,000 and up your income $25,000, I think you ought to do that. That sounds pretty good. And so what that means is I'm going to be working my tail end off, man. I'm going to be working all the time. I can go get me $3,000 because
right.
That's where money comes from, is work. And so go get you some. That's what I would do, and I'd be busting it, man. And at the workplace, I'd be asking for overtime. I'd be asking the workplace to pay for it. And let them, maybe they keep you on at $70,000 with a CDL, right? And so, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's and there is a shortage of drivers right now, so that's not a bad thing at all to go get that, get that license to be able to move some stuff around. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go get the money, but no, RJ, I'm not gonna. I've never told someone in 30 years to go into debt. On this show.
Guess we're not starting today.
Yeah. And if I were in your shoes, I'd be wanting that $3,000. I'd be wanting it really, really bad.
Yeah, some good ROI on there.
I'd go get some. What do we got we can sell? What about that motorcycle, that four-wheeler that's out in the backyard? Oh, why don't? Yeah, well, go sell it. Get your $3,000. You're getting ready to borrow money. You're sitting on some junk back there somewhere probably that'll pay this thing. So just figure out what you can do. And once I took debt off the table, George, I started seeing all kinds of creative options.
Your imagination runs wild when it doesn't involve a lender.
Yeah, when I can once I do anything to stay away from a bank, or I can't do the thing, well, I want to do the thing, so I'm going to go find a way, but it's not going to be with a bank.
Yeah, I just crunched some numbers here. I'm like, if you can go make $25 an hour driving for Amazon Flex, just drive packages after work, that's 120 hours. Okay. Now I know what it's going to take to go get that license. 120 hours of extra side hustling. So that
5 hours a day for 20 days.
There you go.
Ding.
So
Okay.
there's the math on it.
I might be tired. Oh. Well, you
He
might
sounds like
be.
a young guy.
I know, not him.
He's got energy.
He wasn't a whiner, but I mean, I've talked to a few people that whine. It's okay.
You might miss the next series on Netflix.
You're not going to die from hard work. Right before you die from hard work, you pass out. It's okay.
That's how the Lord intended it.
That puts this hour on of the Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.